Module 5, Lesson 21's objective is to recognize and show that equivalent fractions refer to the same point on the number line. Item 1 says, use the fractional units on the left to count up on the number line. Label the missing fractions on the blanks. Let's take a look at the top part of the number line. The fractional unit on the left says fourths. We need to label the missing fractions on the blanks. I know that 0 is the same thing as 0 fourths. Then comes 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 1 whole is the same as 4/4, then 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, and 8/4. Now we'll do the bottom portion of the number line. The fractional unit listed on the left is eighths. First there's 0/8, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 1 whole is the same thing as 8/8. Then there's 9/8, 10/8, 11/8, 12/8, 13/8, 14/8, 15/8, and 2 wholes is the same as 16/8. Now look at the number line that comes below the one that we just did together. The top fractional unit that's listed on the left is thirds. You will number the number line counting by thirds, just like we did in the 2 examples above. 0 is the same as 0 thirds, and that's listed for you. After 0 thirds comes what? You write it down on this line. Then comes 2 thirds. Then we have another line. How many thirds are the same as 1 whole? Then 4 thirds, and then another blank, and then 2 wholes is the same as 6 thirds. After you finish labeling the thirds on the number line, you will label sixths. First you have 0. And then how many sixths do you have on each of the places labeled here? Now be sure to look where the line is so that you put it on the correct spot. Notice that the first line goes with this hash mark, and you're counting by sixths. The second line goes with this hash mark. The third line goes with this hash mark, which is the same as 1 whole. The next line goes with this one, and then this one, and then 2 wholes. If you notice, there are some hash marks that do not have a line that go with them. Even though there's no line, you still need to count them. So for instance, there is no line with the 0, but I'm still going to write 0/6 here so I can remember to count it. Now what comes after 0/6? Put it on the line. Well, that's 1/6. There is no hash mark. There is no line, excuse me, for the hash mark right here. But I know that that's going to be 2/6. And I could even put a little note to myself just like that. And there is no line for the hash mark right here. But I could put a little note to myself so I don't forget to count it. The ones with arrows are the ones you write the answer on the line. If there is no arrow, you still have to count it, but you just don't have to write it down unless you want to write it as a little note, the way that I did. Item 2. Use the number lines above to color fractions equal to 1 purple. All right, I will look above and find the fractions that are equal to 1 purple. That means that are equal to 1 whole. I know that 4/4 is the same as 1 whole, so I'll color it purple. I think I'll adjust my marker on that so it's not quite so large. Let me try that again. 4/4 is the same as 1 whole, so I'll color that purple. And I also know that there are others that equal 1 whole. For instance, I know that 8/8 equals 1 whole, so I'll color that purple. And I know that the fraction here is 1 whole, so I'll color that purple. And so is the one right here, so I'll color that purple. The next thing says color fractions equal to 2/4 yellow. 2/4. I see 2/4 here. And since 4/8 is right below it at the same hash mark, I'll go ahead and color that yellow as well. Now the next bullet says color fractions equal to 2 blue. I can see on the top number line that the fraction 8/4 is the same as 2 wholes, so I'll color that blue. The one directly below it, 16/8, is the same as 2 wholes, so I'll color that blue. Same with 6/3 and this fraction here. All right, the next one says color fractions equal to 5/3 green. I'm going to let you do that on your own. And then the final thing you have to do on item 2 is write a pair of fractions that are equivalent. Equivalent means equal to the same. The way you can do this is by finding a fraction that is above the number line and writing it on the line right here, and looking directly below that fraction to the fraction that is under the number line, straight below the one that's above the number line, and write it here. For instance, look here. 2/4 is the same as 4/8. Now you look at the number line and write 2 different fractions on the 2 lines on problem number 2. Good luck.